Alright, welcome back to the Outer Worlds 2. Last episode, we finished pretty much everything we're gonna finish in Fairfield and Arcadia. There may be something I did not get to, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure that's all she wrote. We were given a message to at the end of last episode as well. We're gonna do that, but I want to talk to Inez first, because she has a chat bubble above her head.
Oh, my system still ain't gotten the memo we're clear of the relay. I'm itching to keep running. We're damn lucky we got out in time, Commander. Real glad you found a way to mitigate the destruction. Without the relay looming over all, maybe the island can finally recover. Lon knows it's seen enough as it is.
We could just straight up tell her to get the hell off the ship. A lot has happened lately, I'm sure you have some thoughts.
Sounds like your old pal DeVries was in deep with the Order. Now, I don't know a whole lot about them, but I don't reckon fanatical is part of their employee code of conduct. And as you've seen, that kind of loyalty can pose a real problem to everyone else. But we'll track her down before it comes to a head. Don't you worry.
Let's talk about something else.
Fine by me.
I mean, we don't really have a crew, but let's talk about this one.
How personal are we talking? Couldn't say. I was in it all of 2 days before my graft started festering. Before that, I was an infantry medic. Our platoon was one of the first to touch down in Arcadia. I would have continued serving on the front line in an upgraded capacity, but, well, once the state of my graft became apparent, it was decided that parting ways would be best. My commanding officer, and the surgeon who performed the operation, I imagine. I wasn't lucid at the time. When I regained consciousness, I saw that my service pistol was gone, and a termination notice was in its place. I put two and two together. Law, that was a bad morning. Look, I knew dismissal was a possibility when I volunteered for the procedure. A successful graft is a boon, a failed one is a colossal liability. I'm a walking lesson in breakage. Oh, that information is outside my purview. I miss my platoon. Most of the time. I hope they're holding on okay wherever they are. Huh. If nothing else, they'll have Ortiz to keep up morale. I know the nonstop jokes from that bastard sustained me for weeks. Yeah. He's tough. He'll be all right.
Sounds like you miss him.
Of course I do. Can't help but wonder if I'm missed in return. Anyhow, I would rather return to the matter at hand. No use dwelling on those out of sight and out of mind. Right. If this new graft fails, you mean? Then I keep pushing forward till I can't anymore. You didn't see me when I first got out of surgery and came to Paradise Island. The fact that you and I met at all is a testament to Doc's skill. But suppose if her treatment doesn't stick, then maybe it's my time to go. You can... Oh, I couldn't even tell you who that doctor was or where they're stationed. Grafting was a procedure in its infancy, see? So corporate like to keep things hush-hush. Can't say I like the thought of it. Could have been cut open in the middle of a cave for all I know. I'd rather not dwell on those moments, if it's all fine by me.
Is she gonna talk about that already?
Well, like I said, we were both in the same unit. Me as a combat medic, him as a machine gunner. Everyone in my unit was from Tau Ceti, so we already had that in common. And we served on the front lines, which made us look out for one another that much more. See, most of us were laborers, and we just got our first real shot at something greater. We wanted to make a name for ourselves, and what better way to do that than become a hero? Our onboarders promised that if we demonstrated exceptionalism, showed initiative, that we'd get promoted quick. And our days of living in squalor would be far behind us.
You don't think it's odd that Auntie's Choice put their newest employees on the front line? Is that not how war works? Is that not how war has always worked? Were we sending admirals and generals to storm the beaches of Normandy?
It ain't like they forced us to join up. We did that on our own. And it said in our contract that they could send us wherever we were needed. Can't complain if where we're needed is in a trench staring down the barrels of a minigun.
Did the person that, wrote this particular segment of dialogue back and forth have, some insane anti-war thing that was going on? Why is that, the only option other than this one? I mean, both of these. There's not an option to agree or, say it is what it is. Both of these options are, anti that thing. That's weird.
I reckon that's a difference in perspective.
This will be remembered. I mean, why is that a choice that has, a consequence at some point? Both of those options were, disagreeing. There was no way out of that line of dialogue without disagreeing with her that will be remembered. That's like the first mega red flag I've had with this game so far.
We spent a week crouched in the same foxhole under aerial bombardment. Shared water one sip at a time by the end of it. Anyone would have been friends after that. I don't know if I would have made it out alive without him. Maybe I'll tell him that over a beer one day. Praise him in front of the whole saloon. Law knows he's got a thing for heroics.
He saved you?
He kept me clear-headed. Every so often there'd be a lull in the bombardments and I'd hear voices all across the field, calling out for aid, for mama, for death. Almost got my head clean taken off when I tried to scramble out of the foxhole the first night. I heard a call for help and moved on instinct. Damn foolish of me, really. Ortiz told me not to panic, to wait till he could provide cover, to just shout first aid instructions where I could. It was too valuable to fall in battle, he said. It was a rough few nights at first, knowing I couldn't help folk who needed it. And the reward for that torment was my life.
The first option's the best one, I guess.
I appreciate that, Commander. In any case, I'm only standing here because of a damn fine soldier who became my friend. I'll carry that knowledge always.
Is there more to talk about?
Fine by me.
I don't really care about that one. Alright, maybe I'll ask her again later about Ortiz. Maybe. I don't know. That one particular line of dialogue where there was no good option and she remembered my answer. That's stupid. Anyway.
No. You sure haven't lost any of your boundless energy.
Okay.
Greetings, Agent of the Earth Directorate. I am Ruth Bassar, presiding Bishop of the Order of the Ascendant. At this time, I can only presume you think us your enemy, directly responsible for your colleague Augustine DeVries' actions way back on Horizon Point. I assure you, we were not. A splinter group was behind that heresy. The collective of scientists and scholars I lead are committed to elevating humanity by pursuing a greater understanding of reality. I believe our goals are not incompatible. We both oppose the Protectorate, and we both wish to preserve Arcadia from ruin. We can help each other. I entreat you to speak with Abbot Newell. He can be found in Golden Ridge at Matriarch's mercy. He will aid you in your mission, and hopefully, you will see fit to aid us in ours. Nav key coordinates to the Golden Ridge landing pad on Dorado are embedded in this message. Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
Reckon we've got our work cut out for us. Let's head to Golden Ridge.
Niles disappeared. Alright, bet. I'm assuming he's up here.
Commander, the nav key coordinates supplied by the presiding bishop of the Order have been verified. Landing in Golden Ridge is now possible. Additionally, we are also able to land in Free Market Station, due to the Astrogator's progress with the updates necessitated by its rebuild.
What's this?
Free Market Station is an independent marketplace, the only one in the system. It is called such as it was built out of a crashed Auntie's Choice freighter by that name. Agent Ibarra frequented it occasionally after the invasion. He said it was a good place to find newfangled gadgets and stolen prototypes and whatnot.
Okay, what about Golden Ridge?
Golden Ridge is located on Dorado. It is home to the Alexandra Monastery and Matriarch's Mercy, as well as previously being a center for mining uranium. The Protectorate abandoned it soon after the invasion.
Okay, literally none of that matters to me. I'm sure it will for the plot in like a little bit. I'm sure Xyranium is going to be very important for something I'm going to have to do at some point coming up, but no, I don't necessarily care about any of that right now. Damn, Free Market Station is all the way over here. Now, let's just continue on with the main quest for right now. I'm sure we'll be sent to Free Market Station eventually. Alright, this place is very bright and yellow. Probably why it's named Golden Ridge. Checks out. I just landed. Who the hell is calling in an airstrike?
Didn't realize we were landing so close to the action.
We got bases down there. If one of them got hit, then that strike will be the first of many.
Does that mean you want to talk?
Real nervous about that explosion we saw when we landed, Commander. If this were deliberate, This whole place is liable to turn into a powder keg.
I don't like how the dismissal part is sandwiched between two things that leave the conversation. But she doesn't have anything that really matters to say about that other than it happened. That looks like a jump puzzle over there. I don't know if I want to immediately go side questing or like...
Attention passenger. You are running 21,027.5 hours late for your tram. Please be mindful of your departure in the future.
Okay. 21,000 hours. 21,000 hours is roughly 2.4 years after I did my basic math.
Thank you for picking up your personal belongings. We must all work together to keep Golden Ridge beautiful.
I agree. Does that mean you want to talk?
Stay vigilant. Report any suspicious activity to your nearest station warden.
Your station's destroyed, but alright. I need lockpick 5 to get in there.
This station's sure going to scrap since last I stepped about. Don't think we'll be hitching a ride anywhere quick.
Probably not, Niles. Also, judging... Ooh, what the hell? I just went backwards. Also, potentially judging by how big of a jump that skill check was, maybe going to the free station and side questing may have been better. What did I just take? I just took a piece of a mural. The hell is that? Rift anomaly. Alright, that probably hurts. Alright, so I can take an elevator. I'm not sure why a piece of a mural would be like a quest item, but... I'm sure someone will tell me. Nothing really up here. Oh, I see. So is each, like, planet we go to gonna have a collectible item quest? I also didn't realize that all the science books that this person wanted were on Paradise Island. And apparently all 5 of these are on Golden Ridge, so... Alright, keep an eye out for that. Do not go down there.
Can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive.
Did this take us up or down?
Folk were hunkered down here. Wonder how long they held out before. Well, best not to think about it.
Oh, we went down.
Day 206. Morale? Low. Condition? Feeble. Voucher mech. Watching. Always watching. Many have left for Matriarch's mercy, seeking refuge with the Order. The fools. Can't they see the Order is no different from the Protectorate? The Order won't...
Incessant muttering to oneself may disturb fellow passengers.
We got an
Further
appointment to
conduct
keep at Matriarch's
violations may
mercy.
warrant notification
Let's just
of
hope
the
we don't get
Sentinels.
shelled too.
Try it, you doddering rattletrap! Such threats compel me no longer. I now answer to no one. I've seen through the lies of both sides. In time, everyone will.
Unwarranted optimism may be a sign of a more serious imbalance. Please see a curativist before boarding.
Alright, wait for that then before I talk to this person.
Finally, some help. We desperately need aid. Desperately.
We?
My family and I, we was making our way to the Mercy Camp for us refugees. We were set upon. My wife, my son were injured. Can't move them by myself. I had to leave them just past this tunnel so as I could go for help. But being alone is even more riskier. The Varachnids, I chased them off, but they'll be back. Please help us. Ain't nothing I can do for them, but you got weapon and medicines and can get us to the camp. Please.
How badly are they hurt?
I don't... Very, by my guess. She was bit on the thigh, high, like, can see bone. Or maybe white means infected? She's screaming all the time when she's awake. Then she goes to sleep. Hurry, please. We must hurry. Thank you.
This is either a trap or he's trying to just get free escort somewhere. Generally, in this type of situation, this is like a trap.
Give the order and I'll take care of him, Commander.
Anyone else? Paramedic? Back in business.
Alright, so definitely a trap. That was a new weapon. How much ammo do I have for that? 155 rounds. This is like a steampunk STG-44. Alright, well, that's over with. Let's keep going this way. Let's keep going this way. I had a feeling that was more or less a trap, but, you know, never know until you try.
Another refugee? Up, just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's Mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations.
I'm not a refugee. I'm here on orders from Ruth.
Ah, I seem to recollect one matching your description set for arrival. Pardon my slowing your ingress. It has been rather hectic of late. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Rule number 1, no crowding. Rule number 2, avoid the exclusion zone. Our seer has predicted non-specific imminent danger.
What is the exclusion zone?
I thought the name was self-explanatory.
I mean, it is.
Seer predicted that a corner of the encampment is in terrible danger. Danger from what? Or when? Unclear. Stay away from it, and, in all probability, you won't have to find out.
I mean, I understood what the definition of an exclusion zone is. I was asking why is it an exclusion zone? But you know what? You're right. My bad. Is there a rule number 3?
Not at present, but according to our predictions, the creation of a third rule is likely, if not inevitable.
Alright, I don't really care. If I had the Space Ranger perk, I could do something more, but I don't.
You need anything.
Alright.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Thus, if we compare the rates of lost accumulation...
Never seen this many folks crammed together
since recall libations light up.
A vicar. Hello.
Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere.
I'll come back, I guess.
Whenever you're in the mood.
Unless you plan on giving a lecture for the entire time. You people are named. Who are you?
Broke my nose last scrap. Or, I guess Raleigh Dortmunder did, huh? I still don't get any of this.
What, is this like a fight club?
Ah, I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled. The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now. You ought to talk to Boss Tilda. She's the brains in this... What does she call it? Oh, yeah. Quasi-illicit shenanigan. Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turned her off Borscht loaf. Anyhow, head down the hill along the fence. Tell her Mapother and Mudge sent you.
I can do that, I guess. Definitely.
Don't accept anything here that's given for free. You'll pay, one way or another.
And today's video is brought to you by Delete Me. Anyway.
When I first joined up with you, I figured Milver Street and Carr knew you'd do a good turn for our folk eventually. Thought if I tagged along, it'd be good for my resume or some such. And it seems all of us were right. That relay ain't a threat anymore. But one thing I couldn't quite figure out all this time is what you were getting out of helping us.
I mean, dialogue option 2 looks pretty good. Yeah, but honestly, yeah, the first option was just like the most peaceful way to do it.
Won't blame you for thinking it's kindly to win hearts and minds, but it ain't ever gonna be as potent a strike as dropping a bomb. Though I reckon you know something about that. Things slid into focus for me mighty quick once we got to the relay. You were busy hunting down a fellow agent. And I thought you folk were about duty and camaraderie above all. Were you one of Auntie's? I tell you just to shake the ladder hard while your traitor is climbing up, and enjoy the show when she tumbles down. What recourse do you actually have?
I mean, that may have been true a decade ago. I don't know about now. This doesn't matter, and 3 is just a cool option.
Ain't that the truth? Though it says a lot that you don't have faith in your own institution to see justice done. Ain't had many dealings with the Earth Directorate myself. You're the first agent I ever met, in fact. But you get things done. I trust you. As for the rest of your organization, can't really say. They hate corporations, I've heard that much. But what about you? You buy into their policy too?
Honestly, I don't know a lot about the Earth Directorate.
No, not all. Look, I'm sorry. I ain't intending to get into any grievances here. Let's just say I'm a little dubious about the whole keeping corporations and corrupt governments in check thing. Ain't seen evidence of it yet. But maybe you're liable to prove me wrong. Anyhow, reckon we should keep moving.
Inez is slowly but surely becoming annoying. Does she have more to say?
I feel strange.
Okay, her chat bubble's gone. She's happy to be here. Damn, that was a lot of dialogues. I can't talk to you. I can talk to you.
Keeping everything above board? I hope not.
I lied, cannot talk to you.
Greetings. What can I help you with? Let me guess. One of your co-occupants is always hanging up his or her britches in your corner of the yurt. Am I right? Or you're dealing with more of a stay off my palate or that's my air you're breathing sort of thing. Pray elucidate the exact nature of your tiff of contention.
Mapother and Mudge sent me.
Oh, really? Like they strung a few words together in a row and it all made sense? That's a marked improvement on earlier. Guessing they left out a bunch, though. Here in Matriarch's Mercy, if you're not a member of the Order, you're probably living close to somebody else. In some cases, sleeping on top of them. Sort of thing tends to cause friction between neighbors. Would lead to fights, but nobody here wants trouble with the Order. So they hire our hooligans to battle by proxy. Half the time, people shy away at the first sight of blood. The other, that's what they're there for. We say whoever wins the fight wins the argument. But frankly, it's never anything of consequence, like, okay, hurrah! This guy gets back his mangy button. Now, how can I help you exactly? Ugh, a tourist. Well, clear out then, huh? Can't have you scaring off real customers. I got a bunch of yeggs, 2 pugilists, and a cicanid to feed. Go on, get out of here, scram!
Alright, so that didn't answer... Well, apparently it did answer my question, but...
Look, your nose was just a stand-in for Duarte's nose.
I don't think it actually answered my question.
Another refugee camp?
We're not going anywhere. Not on the basis of some half-baked prediction. This so-called exclusion
Are you going to
is
be a
where we
problem?
stake our claim.
Because I have a...
Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye, though. Okay. I give up. Tell me.
Earth Directorate, Tuck. And you are?
May Huffstutler. Formerly Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the displaced. That's what those in the Order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a petulant slight. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import.
A helpful troublemaker is a noble calling.
Though, admittedly, it's a difficult way to make friends. The Order is not exactly fond of me. Rabble-rousing doesn't align with their vision of a perfect universe. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim over the exclusion zone, so if you'll excuse me.
What was that you mentioned about an exclusion zone?
The exclusion zone. The Order has decided to keep us out thanks to some nebulous prediction of disaster. Screw their predictions. We have people, displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them. Thank you. That's what I've been trying to tell everyone. I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may not occur. I couldn't get anywhere with Administrant Agarwal, but you, maybe you'll have better luck.
I'll give it a try.
Thanks, stranger. Maybe fate's on our side for a change. You can find Agarwal in the lift building, probably formulating another equation to get on my nerves.
Alright, is that not who I'm already here to talk to? Is there anything else to look around at? You're named, what about you?
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be.
Was anyone injured when it fell?
Oh yeah, Duarte, He's former antis like me. He was underneath for a few hours. Or, no, that was before. This time it was Rollo Nast? No. Gert Valkenberg. Happens a lot. People here need more room to breathe. Can't build in the walkways, can't set up in the exclusion zone. So they build up. Best they can, at least. Don't have proper building material or nothing. They just make do. After a while, the stacked up little huts they jury-rigged come tumbling down.
So a bunch of displaced have been hurt doing this.
Oh, you put that together, did you? Here, I thought I was being subtle. Yeah, people keep at it. What else choice they have? Order won't listen. Maybe if we interspersed our requests with numbers, they'd pay attention. Seems like all they care about sometimes.
Alright, the only other option was like saying something that she probably wouldn't have agreed with, so... Alright, I can potentially come back to that. Alright, I picked up some bounties, kind of on accident, but alright, let's head inside. That appears to be everything. Okay, no, you're the person I was to talk to. For the, side thing.
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, don't tell me. You're here on behalf of the voice of the displaced, aren't you?
How'd you know she sent me?
Mathematical predictions always keep us one step ahead. My latest augury noted that a stranger would come bearing an inconvenient message. This is about the exclusion zone, correct? Excuse me, but the intricate dance of the cosmos is anything but shady. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril.
How is the exclusion zone dangerous?
We don't know, and therein lies the frustration. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, an outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute. And now the voice has involved you. How auspicious. Perhaps you are the outside mediator who was foretold.
If you believe both sides will listen, then I'm in.
I believe only in the cold, inconvenient mathematics of the cosmos. This will work. It must work. The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's Mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. With your seasoned perspective, perhaps the voice of the displaced will learn to listen. Any questions before you get started? These are the data points we need. Keep at it then. Precision is ever our ideal. Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them, form your own opinion, and when you are ready, we will decide the fate of the exclusion zone.
1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced.
What exactly do you do here?
I have zero allotted time for random queries, at present or in the foreseeable future. But very well. As the assigned provisioner, I am responsible for coordinating the requisition and distribution of comestibles, medicinals, and miscellaneous vital supplies. The overwhelming majority of my time is dedicated to this, leaving only moments to see to the Order's needs in the settlement. But it is an effort I undertake with great relish. You may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine.
Sorry to say, but the displaced may not have noticed either.
With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, one can hardly blame them. That they are fed and remain healthy is sufficient for me. The Order of the Ascendant is dedicated to the ascension of humanity. Our ultimate goal may not be reached in our lifetime. If I can help others in need today, I shall appreciate you.
Alright, whatever.
It's you.
We know each other?
Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help.
You don't even know me.
True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself.
Okay.
Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are. A dashing outsider standing before me.
So is this like a cult? What do you need?
Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's Mercy, and I have but 2 imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them.
Okay, so it's like a glorified human fetch quest. What would... Oh, she was a combat medic, right. I mean, combat medics aren't necessarily experts either, are they?
Might have time to patch up 1 or 2 patients before we head out. I used to be a combat medic. A good one, too.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The seer gave me a data pad with explicit instructions that I not read it. For my intervention could... Now, take the data pad, with my thanks. How can I be of service? As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lamping. Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a
Okay. Sure. What could you possibly have to talk about?
Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this situation with the refugees.
You have so many thoughts this episode, and not a lot of them are good.
The number of folks seeking refuge from the war is, well, it's beyond what I expected. And beyond what the Order is capable of handling, seems like. Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food. You sure? The Order seems a whole lot more concerned with dazzling the populace with numbers than anything else. It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage tens of folk at their doorstep, they ain't gonna manage much better should they win the war. I'd like to believe that. But frankly, I got some other concerns. I went through this myself when Anti's Choice took over Tau Ceti. It took time to secure the merger, but once they did, we folk got the help we needed real quick. And all they wanted in return was the signing of an employment contract. Now, I ain't seeing any contracts in Matriarch's Mercy. So what is the Order actually gaining by doing this? In all my years, I ain't encountered many folk who would extend a hand and expect nothing in return. I mean, I'd not have asked for your help with my graft if I didn't have something to offer in exchange. Well, maybe I misjudged the Earth Directorate after all. Anyhow, if the Order is in fact helping these folk with no hidden aims, then... well, I'll be the first to admit that there might just be merit in what they're selling. Appreciate you hearing me out.
I don't think she liked any of my answers. But, like, now's just not the time to try to argue, like, political beliefs. It just isn't.
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my...
Sorry. Oh, that completely killed his dialogue. Alright, what up?
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Ridge. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability?
No time for that. Ruth said we could help one another out.
Yes, the presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, due to our need for compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Ridge?
I need to speak with Victor Clemens. Supposedly he's a member of your order.
Victor? Oh, yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble?
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse.
A friend of the traitor I'm after said she and Victor had secret contacts within the Order.
And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the N-Ray range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution.
What business is it of yours?
Let's not be unfriendly. The agent's only curious. Obviously, Victor's work has something to do with N-rays, but beyond that, I haven't a clue. More of that pesky compartmentalization, I'm afraid. Besides the highly caustic Xeranium River and the Mantisaurs, We've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay. Rift worshippers spouting inane theories. They began showing up prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate always starts small, doesn't it? Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order, whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate?
So this seer is definitely a bad guy. 1,000,000% he is a bad guy, got it? Respectfully go void yourself.
Earth Directorate Agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace.
All right, thanks. I'll do that.
Before you dash off, here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory should you decide to look into matters there. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes if you return with any new findings.
Okay, cool. I had to end that conversation now, because damn, it was going to go on forever if I asked more questions.
Hope you appreciated how I bit my tongue back there with the abbot. Didn't want things to come to blows with civilians in the crossfire. Full of excuses for the attack, wasn't he? Could be that he's sincere. Or could be that he has his hands so full with keeping his community from falling apart that he missed a memo or two. Either way, I'm willing to stay my hand until we know the truth. If it were my folk buried under... Besides, ain't nobody around here better suited for investigating than we are. I prefer doing my shooting after asking all the pertinent questions. While we're at it, I can only hope they had warning enough to run for cover. If they didn't, well, there's only so much basic training. Thank you. We should move on, unless you've got...
So who else do I have to talk to around... Oh, it literally just means...
New rifle up at the monastery?
Talk to people.
Ah, I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. I suppose that does... Well then, I read the Department of of course, but as we close in on engagement is one of my own true, regrettably, well.
Who else can I talk to?
We need to help the folk at Opportunity, Commander. Void the abbot. He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with making things right.
Potentially, but we're doing this the way I'm doing it.
Hello, farewell. Thank you for the sufficiently compact conversation.
Who else can I talk to? Oh, he's up there.
Oh, a visitor. Without notice. Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers, so perhaps you were alluded to in some, roundabout fashion. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good. I'll say, I try not to make any big plans until I consult my latest POP. First time I got a POP, it was on a lark. It said, Rolo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one. As a laugh, everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head. Fortunately, I still had that brain case on. Sure, but I've had 9 POPs so far, and at least 3 times something similar happened. Avoided drowning in a culvert, sidestepped my mantisaur allergy. Forget the other. Things like that just illustrate the fragile nature of human existence, especially here in Golden Ridge. My co-occupant Ike had a POP done and told him avoid liquids for 48 hours. He ignored it. Later got drunk, passed out, drowned face first in a puddle of water. You did catch the part I said they saved my life, right? I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take to the bank, you know? Figuratively. I don't know why the other displaced have been...
Okay. That kind of helped, I think.
Apologies once again. Well, if it's in... Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's Mercy. I hear what common lay people are saying, and the wide array of bodily noises they make. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail.
All right, so she avoided my question.
Oh, dear. I got ahead of myself, didn't I? That's an occupational hazard around here. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here, with constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle.
I mean, that still hasn't really answered my question.
Never as many as I would like, perhaps, but my little congregation grows by the hour. Eventually, my unsophisticated layperson friend, the knowledge just seeps right in. Give it a few years and they'll even be asking questions.
That's crazy. All right. Okay, so we go talk to her now. Why would she be able to help us?
Safer than the trenches. Oh. Administrator Agarwal. Here to finally hash this out, are you? Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on the exclusion zone once and for all.
They say you asked around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
I tried. I think I asked everybody, or else I probably wouldn't have completed that part of the quest, but a lot of people here have a lot to say, and a lot of the stuff they have to say has nothing to do with what I asked. I'm ready to begin if you are.
Speaking as a representative of the Order, we will abide by the Mediator's decision if you do the same.
Agreed.
Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your capable hands.
I mean, the problem is I still don't know anything about the exclusion zone.
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
But our predictions are given to inform and protect, not to frighten. Forgive me. I do not mean to disrupt.
I feel like that's just going to be a reoccurring theme with everybody from the Order's side of this. They're just going to be like, we gave them the numbers. What the numbers actually mean has nothing to do with why the numbers were said. We just gave them the numbers because we like numbers. The numbers actually don't matter. Like, the reasoning behind the numbers don't actually matter.
You mean that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
Her mission is to uplift and enlighten.
She's indoctrinating, not helping us. Can't you see the difference?
Point taken.
You actually got the provisioner to give you the time of day. Huh.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
I'm appreciative of you all getting us food and medicine, but she needs backup.
I suppose I'll take it under advisement.
All right, let's move on to the others.
I'm all ears, Mediator.
The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub Rosa hooligans to duke things out for us.
That is unquantifiably absurd. And I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help.
I mean, it would, like, lessen the tension, no? You're less likely to fight somebody if they aren't there.
The fault here is my own. I see now that the displaced require guidance steeped in logic and reason.
I don't know about all that, but all right, let's talk about the camp doctor.
I understand he is rather short-handed.
Yeah. Someone should get right on that, huh? Anyhow, what was the good doctor's diagnosis?
I mean, do you want me to help you, or do you want me to take a side quest on top of another side quest to help the doctor?
Do you find this concession acceptable?
I'm not convinced. Resources are one thing. We still need the exclusion zone.
Collapsed. But we built Matriarch's Mercy to optimize comfort and safety.
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure. More of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty.
Refugees shouldn't have to build in these conditions. These huts came crashing down.
People are struggling to make do with what they have. If we had the exclusion zone, this wouldn't be a problem.
I'm aghast these structures weren't built following established order construction guidelines. By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle. Admirable work, Mediator. I suspect that your sympathies lie with the displaced. Unfortunate if true, but I leave the decision in your capable hands.
Number 4 is the best option, because, like, I can't make a decision if I don't know what the exclusion zone is. Like, the exclusion zone is an arbitrary term that can apply to many different situations. Like, in Pripyat in Chernobyl, the exclusion zone is an area designated by the government that is unlivable because of the irradiation that happened. You just can't live there. And if that's like the same case applied to this exclusion zone, these people can't live there. It's unlivable. It's uninhabitable for life. So the entire crux of this like debate, this argument is what the hell is the exclusion zone and why is it exclused? Like the displaced need their like space to exist and live and do whatever. That's part of the problem is everybody's cramped in here and it's causing like tuffles and problems with everybody. But, like, I don't want to send these people off to a part of the world that's just going to get hit by a missile. Whatever, give them the exclusion zone.
Well, if this is the fate that was augured, then I will not complain. Though it goes against my very nature. Please, be safe. That's all I ask.
Not to worry, Administrant. The exclusion zone is our problem now. Here. You stay out of trouble. We'll try and do the same.
Like, if the okay, level up, cool. If the exclusion zone is just a part of the world that is just boxed off for the sake of being boxed off, then whatever, go live there. My problem with it is I just didn't know. Like, I don't know what's in the exclusion zone. Like, if it's just not safe for living, then it's not safe for living and you guys are all gonna die. Whatever.
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp?
Let me level up. Alright, I leveled up observation and science. I need to do more side questing to get my levels up because we are definitely in a part of the world that requires higher levels. Alright, let's try to do this one. This one I don't think is marked on my map. No, it is not. I don't even know where these places are. Because if I read the message, can be found within the bounds of Matriarch's Mercy, a taxidermist, a savant with a needle. Okay, he's somewhere where I am. Then there's a dude at the Guardian Estates, and then there's a dude in the trenches of combat. So, there's a person here.
Have you come to bask in the Order's knowledge?
Somewhere. Alright, I helped an agent of yours in Fairfield. She promised I would find friends in Sub Rosa.
You the fixer lent your aid to Agent Galloway? Don't suppose you got that crawling hibiscus she promised to sneak me, huh? Forget it. You can come in.
I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea who Galloway is. I do not remember. Okay, who are you?
Hello, hello. You're the one that aided us in availing Sub Rosa of a rather large shipment of Spectrum vodka, yes? Agent Galloway is slightly less trustful than most feral canids, so winning her over speaks volumes of your character.
Oh.
I'm pleased to present you purchase access to my fine wares. It's fortunate you're no stranger to contraband.
Okay, I understand. I know who it is now.
It's superb cover and a consistent market. Refugees are in need of all sorts of supplies that the Order cannot provide, and Sub Rosa delivers, at only a reasonable markup. Myself, I enjoy the thrills of the environ. Will the Order attempt to drive me out? Will Matriarch's Mercy be shelled? Shall I run out of new cereals? Oh, thrilling! Well put. So long as that zest isn't the taste of blood.
Where does Sub Rosa stand on the war?
We stand that we'd like to make a good ton of bits on the war. And maybe expand our reach in the process. Beyond that, I'm not supposed to comment. But Sub Rosa consists primarily of ex-Ante's Choice and ex-Protectorate personnel. We've still got folks we care about out there.
Okay, you can't help me with what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a taxidermist. Like, they wouldn't be inside, would they? I think you're the only person I haven't talked to that's named.
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are gurgling. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance.
Good news, Doc Hollis Beardsley asked me to bring you some medicine.
Law, finally. Real relief for my fake symptoms. Let's see it then.
Here you go, at least so you can pretend to feel better.
If it's all the same, I'll give it to someone in real need. I've got more practice ahead of me. Wouldn't want to spoil it by seeking treatment. You have my gratitude, stranger. I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine folks. But me especially. Sickness, malnutrition, you too. Trust.
Okay, never mind. You're a nobody. Which begs the question, who the hell am I looking for? Okay, you're also not who I need. How about you?
I miss my sprats.
Oh, yeah, you'd definitely be it. Alright, what's up?
How do you do, stranger? Always nice to see a friendly face around Matriarch's Mercy. Though it's a pity I can't lend more aid to our downtrodden collective. I'm just a humble taxidermist.
Yep, you're definitely who I'm looking for. It just took a awkward minute. I'm seeking medical specialists to help Doc Hollis Beardsley.
What? And you think that's me?
He does.
Listen, friend, a little skill with needle and thread does not make me a qualified medical professional.
Why would I ask Inez? But sure.
Look, this place ain't exactly crawling with experts, and Doc needs all the help he can get. Even if all you do is suture wounds, your services will be invaluable.
Have it your way, then. I know when I'm being voluntold. But you better make it worth my while. Before I agree to anything, I need sprat corpses. Several. And no victims of violence, please. My art depends on the quality of the sleeve.
I mean, where would I look?
I used to source all of my sprats from a local trapper, Frankie Billings. No idea if she's still in business. Word has it she's out north in Auntie's Choice territory, so watch yourself.
Thanks for the tip. I mean, we have to go that way anyway, and that's on the opposite side of this region, so, like, probably not the worst thing, honestly. I'm just not necessarily sure where I'm supposed to fast travel to. I am gonna go here.
Think they made this statue big enough?
Probably, man. Not really my concern. Okay, it's that way, so we gotta go this way, I guess. Maybe? I actually have no idea. Alright, I'm gonna call the episode right here, at the base of the station entrance. Because it's like the middle of the map, and I can realistically go in any direction and do most of the side quests, which is probably what I'll do next episode, but we at least got introduced to Matriarch's Mercy and got a lay of the land, so we will conquer more of this next time, and until then, hope you have a great day. Pizza.